everybody to this pilot session of Engage You here in Cumbria. Just to thank you first of all to say how chuffed we've been with all the interest and the support that you out there have given us already on social media. We need that to keep coming to make this into something that you're going to enjoy, something that's going to interest you. The aim of these sessions is to bring you some positivity, some energy, try and break up the monotony of the days that we're living in isolation. So we do need to remind you just to keep that engagement going, use the YouTube channel to engage, the Facebook and an email address that we've got. It'll all be on the Facebook page. Keep the ideas coming, keep your comments, tell us the feedback, and we'll shape these sessions into something that you're going to enjoy. So first up, we've got Claire, who's going to keep us mobile through this isolation. So Claire, over to you.
Thank you, Catherine. Yes, hi everybody. I am going to keep you mobile over this time. So we're going to start today with a bit of a lower level exercise workout. There's lots of fun and funky people out there that are doing some really great exercise workouts for you. But we're going to take it a little bit low level today with things that you can utilize in your home. So today we are going to be showing you the baked bean workout. Now, I will just tell you, you need to keep your baked beans in the tin for this workout. We're not opening the tins, we're keeping them in the tins. Now, this isn't a full workout for you because I've only got 7 minutes. So hopefully what you can do is utilize what I'm telling you today to play at that. And there's loads of different things. So while I'm talking to you, I've got my baked beans in my hand, and I'm just going to start off with a little bit of mobilization. So if I move back a little bit, you can see that I've got some toe taps going on. Now, what is important when you're doing any exercise is your posture. And what we're looking for here is a really good alignment. So you've got a nice chain of motion where your shoulders are nicely above your hips, and then your hips are nicely in line with your ankles, if of course you are keeping your ankles still. Now you can see I'm going to just change that then to a slight heel dig. So what I'm doing is I've got a forward motion and I've got my heels just digging into the ground. And what I'd probably do is do these for about 30 seconds for each exercise. What we're wanting to do here is to start increasing that body temperature, increasing our heart rate, and mentally preparing ourselves for the workout that we've got ahead. So what we can then do then is, because we're wanting to have a gradual change, so when I start lifting my feet up off the floor in a marching action, it starts to give me a further increased raised temperature. And what I can then do is actually add in a little jog there. What we're wanting to do out of this warm-up is to get the blood flow to the muscles and start lubricating the joints, which is really important as we get older. Now, if you're a little bit fitter, you can keep your tins in your hands for this. But if you're not, I'm just going to pop those down. If you're not, you can put the tins down. If we start to add our arms in here, so here, for example, I'm adding in a bicep curl, or I might add in a bit of a lateral raise there, or I might even start pressing above my head. So I'm lubricating all of those joints. As we get older, all of these things can help prevent problems that come about with aging. Those problems are things like type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, cholesterol, all the things that we want to try and avoid. So I've only got 7 minutes, so I'm going to move on now. You'd keep that going, you'd keep that going. What we want here now is to start with our exercises. So these exercises here, muscular strength and endurance exercises, they can help us with things like loss of bone mass, osteoporosis, cardiac disease, our metabolism slowing down. So what I've got here is I'm going to start off with a little squat. So my feet are just over hip width apart and they're pointed out at a 10 to 2. And I'm going to come for a side-on view here for you so you can see. Now, it doesn't matter if that's your range of motion, that's fine. If that's your range of motion, that's fine. But what we're looking at here, can you see I've got a nice flat back. You might not be able to see it completely, but what I'm after is that my knees are constantly coming behind my toes. That's really important that the knees are behind the toes. So when I look down, I can see my toes all of the time. Nice flat back, nice motion where we're pushing that bottom back and coming back up and rising. Now, what it is important here, I'm going to move the exercise on. So that exercise works your legs, it works your bottom. So I'm going to move on to our upper body. So I'm going to start off with the large muscles of the chest here. Now, again, looking at my posture, my feet are actually facing forwards and they're under my hips. And I've just got a very slight bend in the knee. Now, if I take my hands here so that they're forward facing, I can bring them up to my shoulder height. Now, if you haven't got that full range of motion, don't worry about it. But if you can, if we start off nice and gradually here, go into a fly, so we're working the muscles of the chest there, and what we're looking for is so that that fully comes out, so that our arms are level there. Could you see? So they're level and going all the way back to my sides there. Okay, so that one there works your chest. What it's also doing as well is working a little bit of the upper back for you, because as we pull back, it's working that as an opposing muscle. So we'll move on then, because I have only got a short amount of time, the quickest workout. Again, I'm going to recheck my posture. I can't tell you enough how important it is that you recheck. Are your toes facing forward? Are your ankles under your hips? Have you got a nice alignment? Think about that core all of the time. If you've got your posture, you'll be working the core all the time. So I'm then going to come up into a lateral raise. So as you can see, I've still got the beams facing forward, so I'm not impinging my shoulder there and the nerves on my shoulder. And again, if we start off gradually, nice and gradual, and then we can bring that up to our shoulder height. And then once it's up at our shoulder height, that's our full range of motion. So that exercise is called a lateral raise. Now, don't have long today, so we can add more on other days. So the other exercise that I'm going to give you today is a nice, easy bicep curl. Now, if I've moved about and been jumping or gone and seen something, I might want to just recheck that posture again. So on my bicep curl, there's lots of different positions you can have these tins of fingers. And by the way, guys, you can change it. It could be a tomato workout. It can be a new potato workout. Whichever can water that you want. So you can see there, so that one's called a hammer curl. So I've got the tins of beans facing forward, and I've got a full range of motion, so down to my thighs and up to my shoulders. And I might, if I wanted to, no problem at all, you can change that for that angle on that. Now, that is all I've got time for today, but remember, guys, keep moving. Do whatever you can do to keep moving. It's so important, especially for people in the older age group. And just because you can't keep up with Joe Wicks or Mr. Motivator or any of the other people that are out there doing real high intensity exercises doesn't mean to say that you can't exercise and you can't keep yourself motivated. I really hope that this has helped you today. Enjoy the rest of the session. Thanks, guys.
Brilliant, Claire. Thank you so much. I don't know about you, but I've been I'm not eating them. I've been using chopped tomatoes, so it made full use of what I had left in my cupboard.
Oh, but Catherine, you've just made the mistake of all mistakes there. They're not matching tins of tomatoes.
And I think they're out of date. Anyway.
Thank you.
So thank you so much, Claire. Hopefully, guys, you've all found that really useful. Do remember that this will be recorded, so you can go back into the YouTube channel and replay those exercises any time of day. So there is absolutely no excuse for not doing those exercises daily and keeping ourselves mobile during this isolation. So next up, we've got a little superstar. He's just 11 years old. He is our technical guru as well. He's going to do some activities and have a bit of chat with the kids that might be online. So Alfie, are you there?
Hello.
See you, Alfie.
Alright. Hi everybody. I'm going to use this section to share information, competitions, jokes and ways you kids can get through this isolation too. Let's start with something I'm really into, YouTube. My favourite YouTuber is Jack Sucks at Life because of how funny he is and what he does. I'm interested to know who yours is and why they are. The first competition for this segment of the show is going to be for the best joke. I'm going to think of some, but please send your best joke through to our email address and I'll choose the best one and give you a shout out on our session next Friday. Try it out on those around you first to gauge how funny it really is and if it's good to send it in. As this YouTube channel is new, we'd love to hear of any ideas you have that other kids will enjoy, so email those in too. I just wanted to share with you how this isolation is affecting me. I'm sure you might feel the same. I am getting a little bored at times, spending too much time on my computer games and missing my friends. I've been trying to help the adults in my house too, to prevent any arguments, so try and do something for them every day. We'd love to hear how you've been helping your adults, so send them in, maybe even with photos, and we'll share a few of them next time. I look forward to hearing about them all, so send in your best jokes, favourite YouTubers and ideas on how to help the grown-ups in your household. Now back to Catherine.
Oh, brilliant, Alfie. Thank you so much. What we're going to do with that section, or Alfie's going to do with that section, is really shape it to what you kids out there want to see and hear. So send in your jokes, send in those ideas. Great that you're helping the adults in the house as well. I love that. So the more engagement we can get on YouTube and Facebook, kids, please send those ideas. Thank you so much, Alfie. Okay, so next is our special guest, and we did reveal that John Fell would be coming on our screens today. We did this on social media yesterday, so maybe some of you have signed into this session particularly to see John in action. You may know John already as head chef at the Rosehill restaurant, Rosehill Theatre restaurant. Although, did you know he actually holds the world record for the biggest Scotch egg? Slightly random, but over to you, John.
Thanks, Catherine. Well, I don't know about you guys. I loved Alfie's segment there, it was absolutely fantastic. Loved it. And Claire, that was, I don't know how you find the energy, but I think after all that exercise and Alfie's little segment, I think we're all pretty hungry. It's difficult times at the moment because I know a lot of you are self-isolating, so you're not even getting out there into the, out there into the fresh air, and that brings its own problems, because not being out in the fresh air, not being outside in the sun, you're missing out on certain vitamins and certain minerals that you're going to need. Your vitamin C, your vitamin D's, and your zinc. So what I've done today, because this is a huge subject and I could go on forever, but what I've done today is I've got some foods here which are gonna help you if you're self-isolated and you are staying in and you're not getting out. It's going to help you with those vitamins. Okay, there's lots of things that we can do. The first one is the basic. I mean, you can't eggs, as Catherine said. You know, I'm pretty well up on my eggs. Eggs, especially the yolks. Yolks are really important. Okay, things like garlic. Okay, lovely garlic. Smell lovely garlic. It's all good. It's all gonna help to add to that thing. Just one little tip, by the way. If you've got a garlic bulb, which is still all in its little pepper, it needs peeling. If you segment them all, okay, you get a saucepan on the stove with some simmering water and drop those cloves still in their outer wrapper. Drop them into the water for 30 seconds. Drain them off. Allow them to cool slightly, and you'll be able to peel them perfectly. Okay, all that outer wrapping will come off, just like you can see here. Okay, and you're going to say to me, "That's fine, John, but what do I do with my cloves once I've peeled them?" You get yourself a little bag like this. You can put them in. Okay, just add a little bit of oil. Vegetable oil's fine. It doesn't need to be olive oil or anything like that. Just tip some oil in there. Seal your bag up. You can pop them in the fridge, and they'll last over a week. So you can just take out one when you need it. Okay, so there's a little tip for you. Lots of other things too. We've got everybody's, I think everybody's favourite bit of broccoli. Again, it's fantastic for your vitamin C and your D and your zincs and all of that. Another little tip, incidentally, how many of you throw the stalk away? You naughty people, don't throw the stalk away. Just treat it exactly the same as you would your broccoli. You can grate it, okay? You can grate it, You could grate it into a salad raw. It's absolutely wonderful raw. Just grate it in. You could chop it up with some onion, and you could make a soup out of it. So never throw these away. The amount of times I see people throwing this away, and it's, use it. It's absolutely great. Okay. Another one of my favourites. It's not everybody's favourite, but another one of my favourite is this stuff, curly kale. Okay, I love curly kale, and it's great. It's so versatile. As you can see, I shredded this up. Okay, and it cooks and wilts down within minutes. Don't overcook it. It's just perfect. Mushrooms, again, it's great. Mushrooms are all there. Purple sprouting broccoli. Okay, but you're saying that's all veggies, John. What about the meat? What about the fish? Okay, well, one thing that's going to help you out a real lot through all of this is what we call oily fish. So something like salmon, which I've got here, mackerel, tuna, smoked salmon, herrings, if you can get them. They're all perfect for this, and it'll keep your body going. It'll keep all those vitamins and the minerals and everything that you need in there. What I'll do after I've finished talking, I'll just give you a couple of recipes or a couple of recipe ideas that you can use. But also, what we're going to do is, and the magic that is Alfie, what we'll do is I'll send some recipe links for you, and we can slot those in, and you can watch those later on. So, and meat too, red meat especially, is going to be another one. Another one of those food items that you're going to need, and it'll help you. I know there's some vegetarians and even some vegans out there. So these things, I love these things. Chickpeas, fantastic. Keep them whole if you want, and you could mix them with the broccoli, the kale, the mushrooms, and you could make a curry, a lovely, lovely curry. Lentils, again, and absolutely fantastic for this. So there's lots of different food items, and you'll be surprised as well. You say, "This is great, John, but what about sweet? I've got a sweet tooth." You will be surprised to know that to get your zinc, dark chocolate. All right, dark chocolate. So there you go. There's always something there for you to use. So I'm not going to waffle on too much. I'm going to give you a few ideas. Okay. So for breakfast, you can't go wrong with orange juice, fresh orange juice, obviously, orange juice and breakfast cereal. They're going to give you a certain amount of the vitamins that you need each day. Okay. You're going to say, well, I don't like cereal. Well, that's fine. So we can use the eggs. So we could make an omelette. We could add the kale into the omelette. We could add some chickpeas into the omelette if you want. We could put the mushrooms into the omelette. If you're feeling really adventurous, you could put some smoked salmon in there. So there's lots of different ideas. Okay, scrambled eggs. There's another one. So simple and so tasty. Okay, if you're going to say, well, okay, but I'm vegan. Easy. We've got some mashed potato. Okay, and we can mix some chickpeas in there. We could grate some of the broccoli stalks in there, and we could put some of the shredded kale in there, and we can make a little potato cake and just fry them in some vegetable oil. 3 minutes on each side, and there you go. You've got a great option. You've got a great option for a breakfast thing there. Okay, cheese is also a great one. Okay, cheese is great. Cheese, I love cheese. I hope you do. So cheese, if you're looking for a snack, I've got a local Eden Valley creamery brie here. So we could bake this in the oven, and what we could do is we could just saute these tender stem broccoli stalks for about a minute and a half. Okay, let's let them cool slightly. Bake your camembert or your brie, and we can use these and just dip them in, and you've got a great snack. So there's lots and lots of different options. Again, I mentioned it earlier on. You've got your chickpeas. You could do a vegan curry or a vegetarian curry if you wanted. If you're feeling meaty and you want something spicy, as I said, red meat is perfect for this. Okay, so whether it's mince, if that's all you have, you can use mince. Put some chickpeas in there. I should have said as well, beans. Beans are great. Claire was using baked beans earlier on. So beans are great. But beans is a great idea. So we can use butter beans, kidney beans. We could make a chili. Okay, if you don't like it spicy, don't add the chili in there. There's lots of different things. The mushrooms, throw that away. Mushrooms and garlic, all of these things that we can eat is going to help us through this. It's tough. I know it's tough. I find it tough. I'm a chef, so I'm finding it really, really difficult at the moment. But there are lots of options. I'm going to, as I said, I'm going to give lots of recipes. They'll all be there that you guys can use out there. So please feel free to use. Send any questions that you've got, send them in, and I'm sure that they'll get back to me and we can answer them. But just try and eat healthy. Try and eat, not necessarily healthy, but try and eat those foods that you're going to need to get you through this difficult period. So I think that's enough waffling from me. I hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you very much. Stay safe, everybody. It's tough. Stay safe, and we'll get through it. So thank you very much. I'm going to hand you back to the wonderful Catherine.
John, thank you so much. I don't know about anybody else out there, but I've learned loads. First, I'm going to be adding my dark chocolate to my shopping list, and I'm definitely going to be grating those broccoli stalks, something that I have always thrown away. Bear in mind as well, something else to add to what John has already said, lots of foods that he mentioned there can, I'm sure, be still bought from local farms, local produce shops. So use your local shops here in Cumbria. There's plenty of them. So thanks again, John. So we wanted to give you an opportunity to just have a think about how we're connecting with people. Whilst this is a really, really difficult time, and we've all expressed it's difficult for ourselves as well, I'm missing my friends and my family, I wanted you to stop and just reflect for a moment and think, when you're connecting with people at the moment, if you were to score your level of satisfaction out of 10, how satisfied are you with the way that you're connecting with your friends and your family and your loved ones at the moment? It's a two-way thing. You contacting them might support you, but be assured that it'll also bring a break in their day and bring some energy back into their isolation as well. So out of 10, how would you score your level of satisfaction? So for example, I'd probably score mine a 6 out of 10 at the moment. I could probably be doing more. So how could I get my score of 6 up to maybe a 7? What would be the difference? For me, the difference would probably be scheduling in my mobile phone, putting in reminders to remind me to make those phone calls to friends and family. Just make sure everybody's okay. So I'd like you to go away and think about how you can improve your satisfaction level in how you're connecting with people. And remember, on all the social media, there are lots and lots of support services out there. What we'll also try and do on our Facebook page is add some of those, particularly for the local support services. The councils are doing a huge amount of work in getting those out to people. So that's the thought-provoking moment of this session. Now, I had a photo from a friend of mine, and a big shout out to Matt down in Reading. He sent me this picture, and this is see with technology I can work with. So how about this? Let's all do this tomorrow morning for breakfast. Put your bit of toast in, cut it to the shape of your hand, pop it in the toaster. When it pops out, high five your bread. I just think that was absolutely brilliant, and it made me laugh. As we come to the end of this session, I just want to say a massive thank you to all of you that have signed in to watch us today. This is the first pilot session. Just to repeat, we need your engagement. We need you to tell us how it's gone, what your comments are, what your feedback is. Do you want to see more of John? Do you want to see more of Claire? We'll bring everybody back that you want to listen to and to see. In the meantime, if I can bring all of the guys back on, and we'll just say goodbye. And just a reminder that the next session, we want to bring it to you sooner than later. And that's going to be Wednesday at 3 p.m. So sign in again, 3 p.m. Claire's, oh my goodness, she's got her dark chocolate already. And John's showing his other bits of food. I can't quite see what it is. Anyway, stay safe out there, everybody. Take care. And we really hope you'll join us on Wednesday at 3 o'clock. See ya. Bye.